Hey guys, well, I had a question from somebody and it came to my email, and so I thought I might jump on here and try to explain. But before I start, my name is Carol, I'm married to Bert, and this is my second channel. My first channel is RV Butterfly at Reselling and Thrifting, and I decided to start this channel because so many people have anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and sometimes they just need to talk about life. Not just the illnesses, but life. So that's what we're going to talk about. And the email that I got was actually a younger girl. And she wanted to know if I could try to explain the difference between panic attacks and anxiety attacks. So, I did a little research to make sure I was right because, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a counselor. I just went to school for some of it and I experienced it for 30 years now, so I would say I'm pretty good. But if you need any help, you always call your doctor. Okay, now that I've got that disclaimer out of the way, so to tell the difference between panic and anxiety, because they are two separate things. I have both of them, so, it kind of merges, if you will. I wrote some things down that I thought might help, so let me read them to you because I want to make sure I get this right. Panic attacks and anxiety attacks share some symptoms, but panic attacks depend on a trigger. I didn't even know that. Whereas anxiety is usually caused by a long-term stressor. For example, I had domestic violence in my background. I kind of grew up basically on my own because my mom was sick. So all the stressors in life that I went through, I guess, brought on the anxiety, and then probably I had a trigger that happened that I wasn't even aware of, and then it turned into panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Okay, let's see. Some people have a history of panic attacks, which makes them more likely to happen again. That's me. That, some people have one and they're like, that's it, that's fine. But a lot of people, like myself, they have to take medication because it is repetitive. Both panic attacks and anxiety attacks can cause racing heart, sweating, shortness of breath, chest pain, dizziness, feelings of doom, derealization, meaning you just feel like you're somewhere else. You're detached from your reality. Now, anxiety is distinguished from a panic attack because it causes apprehension and worry, but not extreme fear of detachment. Let me say that again because that's a longie. Anxiety is distinguished from a panic attack because it causes apprehension and worry, but not extreme fear of detachment. And that is my problem with my anxiety. I worry about everything. And I raised a lot of kids, and I know I probably drove them crazy many times. Over the years, it got to be less. But, yeah, I'm a worrywart. That's what I am. A big old worrywart. Okay, let's see what else I got here. Panic attacks cause a sudden, intense surge of fear often with physical symptoms like that racing heart. Anxiety attacks are a more gradual buildup of worry and unease, meaning, like they say, a trigger can cause a panic attack. It may be the only one you have. Anxiety, it's just from things building up. Things build up and build up. It's just gradually, and it could just be everyday things. It doesn't even have to be anything special. The onset of panic attacks is sudden and unexpected, even if you think there wasn't a trigger. Intensity and overwhelming fear with a feeling of losing control or dying. That's what I had the day that Bert had to take me to the hospital 5 times in a month with an ambulance. That, now I'm convinced it was a panic attack. That day especially was a panic attack, because that's exactly the way I felt. How long do panic attacks last? They typically reach their peak within minutes, 5 to 20 minutes, and then it usually stops, but not for everybody. It has cognitive symptoms, fear of losing control, the fear of dying, detached from reality, we already said that. Physical symptoms can include a racing heart and shortness of breath, sweating, trembling, a feeling of choking, or lightheadedness triggers. So, if you have that, you always need to get it checked, because it may not be a panic attack. It could be something physical wrong with you. So, don't take it as just, that's what it is. Always make an appointment with the doctor, go to the emergency room, call for help, something, because you never know. Let's see where I was. And I know for a fact that panic attacks, I'm pretty sure that it was the panic attack. It can cause agoraphobia, and agoraphobia is a fear of something. And what happened with me is, don't ask me why, but after I had one, it took me months to go back into the grocery store. Bart had to go in there with a list, and sometimes that worked and sometimes it didn't, because he couldn't usually find what I was looking for. But I didn't care at that point. It was like, I'm not going in the store, that was it. The gradual buildup of worry and uneasiness with anxiety, usually if you have a trigger, it is a perceived threat or stressor, something you're thinking about, like worry. The trigger could be, I'm worried about, I have so much to do. Am I going to get this done for my boss all day? Or, is he going to get pissed and fire me? Or, whatever. Some things simple could actually trigger it. Intensity anxiety can be, all right, let's start over. Anxiety can be intense, but it's generally not as overwhelming as a panic attack, and that's true. They're still bad, don't get me wrong, they're still bad. The duration can last longer for anxiety than it does for panic attacks. And yes, that's true, because I still have anxiety, and then I still get panic attacks, but not every day. Anxiety, even with my medication, sometimes I feel anxious. So it's not as bad, but it's there. So the anxiety can last longer. Panic is supposed to be from minutes to hours and sometimes even days. And the same thing it says here is that they both can include the racing heart, the muscle tension, stomach upset. I had that too. Difficulty breathing, but usually less than a panic attack. That's anxiety they're talking about. Cognitive symptoms can get excessive from excessive worry, which was me. I still worry, but not as much. I try to think positive or think about something else. It works sometimes. You could have fear of the future, difficulty concentrating at work, at home, and it's often linked to ongoing concerns or specific situations. And you know, my psychiatrist told me, I don't have one now, but when I was real sick and first got it, he told me that you could have had stress 3 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden you're going to get hit with it. So what do you do for that? I don't know. I mean, everybody has stress. I guess everybody handles stress differently. Now, when I was younger, I had no problem handling stress. Once I started having kids, I would worry about myself and worry about the kids too, and then worry about my job and their school, and I was just one thing after another. And then I lost the 2 girls, and I don't know. You know, it was like, sometimes I'll sit here and I'll say, I can't believe I went through all that and I'm still sitting here. Really and truly, because I was always very close with my kids, you know, and I don't know how I went through all the domestic violence and the stuff during my childhood, and having to get out and work at 13 and go to school. And I read a lot. That's what I did. I read a lot. And I know that's one thing I see a lot of my family, and not my immediate family, but my brother and his family up there. I wish they would read more, because that is how I learned just about everything. I mean, you learn certain things over your lifetime, you know. But I just started reading a lot of books. When I was 14, 15 years old, I just read and read and read. I'd go to school or work and come home, I'd be reading something. And for some reason, I've always been attracted to self-help books and how to better yourself, what not to do in life, you know, stuff to do like that. Did I listen all the time? No. And that's probably what gave me anxiety and panic. But I have, and I still do. I mean, Bert gets tired of my books sometimes because they're piling up. So every 3 months I have to go through them. Did I read this yet? But so I'm still learning, and I'm 67 years old, so I love to learn. I love to learn. I've been taking a Bible course at home to become a minister, only because I want to tell people more about God, and I want to tell people things that have, you know, testimonies that happened to me, things that the Lord did for me and stuff like that. So that's my reasoning, and I wanted to understand the Bible better. So, and it's helped me. I mean, I have to take it slow because honestly, I couldn't pay for all the classes up front. So once in a while I take a class, you know, and the next class and the next class. And so that's what I plan on doing, you know, God willing. So I hope I answered your questions, and I hope that somebody else will ask us some questions, because I love helping people in this way. And I believe that people who have these kind of like anxiety, panic, depression, and all that, and, you know, even people with worries, you know, worries. you have to try to, and I'm terrible for it, but now I do not worry as much as I ever did, because I'm afraid I'll get sick again, and I don't want it, okay? I just don't want no part of it. And if you have a problem and you can't do something about it, why worry about it? Now, that's what I was told, okay? And it takes a long time for you to get that in your head that says, okay, well, I can't do crap about it right now, so let's just see what my options are, or whatever. And then take a look at it again the following week or something. But I used to sit there and constantly just concentrate on my problems or worries or what's going to happen with this, what's going to happen with that, And I have to catch myself now not to do that. But, so life gets to all of us, and we're not weak people because we have this. We're strong people. We're strong people. And, I hear God don't give you no more than you can handle. So don't forget that. And I believe it. But anyway, to make my little video short today, I'll be glad to see a whole bunch more people leaving me comments or asking me questions. And I will do whatever I can to try to help you get the answers. So, make sure you leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe so you will get all our videos. You have to hit the bell next to subscribe to get the videos. And even though my channel is Guild for over 50, I do not mind at all having someone younger ask me questions, because not everybody is 50 years old, or I think I was like 45 when I really got bad with my anxiety. But, anybody is welcome to watch my channel and to leave comments and to subscribe. And I love you. You all take care of yourself. You have a great weekend. And make sure I get some questions so I can answer them for you. If you're embarrassed to put them in the comments, just write them to my email. It's always in the description. Love you guys. On the next one.